Look, y'all, I love yapping. I just got some like workout, so yeah, we got energy, we got time. Don't hold up, hold up, hold up. Yeah, we deserve to be on bigger screens. Like that's why every time y'all see me get on the iPad and I hit the it's because the first day I was trying to film content, I was doing this on my phone, and it would not work. Like it wouldn't work. It was actually pissing me off. And I had my iPad right there and I just would not pick it up. I was like, oh my God, it's probably gonna look crazy. I don't wanna do it on my iPad. Like, and I picked it up. That's actually how that first video starts. Where I'm like, oh, because I pick up the iPad, I get to film it, and I'm like, actually, I was tripping, God. You right, bigger, God. You thinking small. I need you to think bigger. And so when I picked it up, and I was like, oh, I actually like this angle. Yeah. It was like, okay, you right, God. You right, I was thinking small. Think bigger. Yeah. So we're thinking bigger. We're showing up bigger, you know. The format is larger. We're larger than fucking chart. Can I say that? I can't curse on here, whatever. We'll be kid digestible another day. We'll make content specifically for the kiddos. That's coming. That's coming. But for now, I want to talk about the fact that I ain't wanting to talk in a little bit. So I'm in a weird place in my life. I'm in a transitionary period. I have so many things that I'm creating and planning and doing. And in the grand scheme of things, I came across a couple videos on YouTube, of course, that basically tell you the only way that the people who are supposed to work with you, supposed to be there beside you, the only way they're gonna meet you is if you speak, is if you show up, is if they can hear your voice and go, that's the person that I'm supposed to be working with. That's one of the people. I agree with their calls. I agree with the things they're doing. I can't wait to work with them. What this YouTube? Let me write up under here. I can't wait to work with you because we click, we hear. I say that because I've worked with a lot of people who I thought I clicked with, and then it was time to get down to business. Let's get down to business. And all of a sudden, in the group project, I was the only one doing the work. And I've had a lot of people kind of hit me with the, well, you know, this was your idea. All this other stuff. This is your idea. Yeah, for the group project. Oh my God. Like, I could do this completely alone. Trust me, but also I'm aware that nothing, the really amazing things do not happen in a vacuum. They do not happen by yourself. And they can. Look, I watched a fellow YouTuber. I'm so mad I cannot remember her name right now. Shorty is the she's the star of the content. She's the person in front of the camera. She's the person behind the camera. She's the editor. She makes all her own music videos. Like, if you wanted to do this alone, you really could. And you could until you get to a point where like other people are necessary to help this dream get bigger. And I'm perfectly okay with going it alone as I find the people who are like, I want parts, and I will pour in equally to what you're creating, because I need people who show up. I show up consistently. Maybe not. I'm not always there when you call. and I'm not always on time, but actually I'm probably always there when you call, and I'm not always on time. That's the flip. Thank you, Ashanti, because I'm working on it. We're working on it. I'm working on it. That's what we're gonna say. Look, affirmation, you gotta speak life over yourself. I'm working on showing up on time. And right now, I'm only showing up on God's time. Even though God be wanting me to wake up extremely early, and I'd be like, look, still be a little behind schedule. But we get it back. We come back. We work. I'm yapping right now, y'all. So you're just getting a little intro to like what it's like to just sit and rap with me. I love having fun. I love getting the work done. And I love when everyone feels really good in the space that we're in so that great work happens. Like, I hate when everyone's like, we're all so buttoned up. Like, why are we all so serious? This is supposed to be like joyful. This is supposed to make us feel good, especially as creatives, as artists. This isn't supposed to be like, there is a time for admin and business. This is supposed to be joyful and kind of cool to do. So I just wanted to drop in here and just speak a little bit because I haven't spoken in a bit. Yeah, my first video was about me being a marketing genius, which I absolutely am. I have a crap ton of ideas, of notes, of things I write down, of stuff that I'm just like, I need to actually make this into truth, into reality, bring it into the physical. And to do so, I gotta show up, I gotta talk, I gotta meet people, I gotta get to know the people who can assist with the mission, you know? And so, what's up? What do I do? I am first, I tell you every time, I'm a creative. I'm a creator. I create. I'm a creator. That's what God placed on me to do, and that's what I do. I create things. I'm given downloads and ideas to make things, and I love it. I want to see the things that I dream of come to fruition. My favorite movie is The Never-Ending Story because it's such a synonymous journey for both the creative and in that creatorship, that walk with God, that you are co-creating with God, you are co-creating with this earth, with this field, with the people in it, and there's also observers to what you are creating. Like, as you read the story, there's another person doing the story, and there's another person writing the story, and it's all in co-creation with the one force. We're all working towards this one thing is the best way to say that. And in doing so, I currently do digital strategy, which is why we show up online, because how can you have a digital strategy business and not have digital strategy? Not showcase yourself digitally, have no digital like footprint for real. I wasn't taking my Insta seriously. I wasn't taking, and not seriously like, oh, serious, but seriously like I wasn't posting. I posted whenever I wanted. Like, it didn't matter. It was just something to be there. And moving from that mindset of this is like, this is play to this is business meant at least taking it with a bit of seriousness and pouring more intention into it. And so what you're watching now is, if you go on my Instagram, is me curating how I would like for my Instagram to grow. It's a lifestyle page, so you're more than likely going to see lifestyle content. You're going to see me just going about my life. I'm currently on a fitness journey, and so I'll incorporate more wellness, more fitness into my content, because I believe that health is wealth. It quite literally is. The healthier you are mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, the better you are with your money, the better you are at bringing in and calling in your money, the more stable you are in doing those things. And then being able to hold it, being able to use it in the best ways for you consciously. And so I'm a big proponent of health, of wellness, of fitness. I also come from a background in health and wellness. After working in the hospital for 5 years, you watch so many things happen. You watch you watch people come in and get healthier, but then you also learn intimately, how do I say this? You also intimately learn that the hospital is not always for health. And when you mix your bottom dollar with wellness, sometimes the two can get conflated. They can start to rub each other the wrong way, for lack of better words. They start to rub each other the wrong way, honestly. You'll see people start to prioritize money, and approve surgeries that probably should not be approved, approve medications that probably shouldn't be approved, approve care that isn't necessary always. And so I'm also a big person who believes in independence. If you haven't been able to tell from the first couple of minutes in this video, I believe in independence, and not in a way of, oh, I can do it myself, always. Independence in being rooted in yourself, being rooted in learning about the things that you are able to do, because especially in the hospital, there are advocates, but if you do not know how to advocate for yourself, if you don't even know that you should probably call the advocate and speak to them, you won't. And that that lack of knowledge, that lack of independence, that lack of being able to stand on getting your needs met, I've watched people be bulldozed over because they weren't able to stand up for themselves in those ways. And so I prefer independence in that way, where when you require something, you're able to stand 10 toes on it and be like, hey, I need this, and I need it in this manner so that it can get done. What else? So because I come from a wellness background, because I come from a health fitness background, because I've watched health and atrocities both happen in hospitals, it pushes me to also pushes me to assist people in being your first you have been in your body longer than anyone else, because before I say to be your own doctor, I don't mean that literally. I do not mean always be your own doctor, and sometimes you do need assistance. When I say this, I mean it in the sense of, like I said, you've been in your body as long as you've been alive. You know when things are wrong. you're the first to know, actually. It's been yelling at you for a while. Like, my guy. Usually. I'm gonna say usually, because I'm gonna say we are, but a lot of people don't like to listen, so there's that. But you're the first person in contact. You're the only person really in contact with this vessel, and so you know where the pains are. You know where the where the harm has been done. You can feel it in your body. It is trying to warn you, and so you're when you go to the doctor, they ask you where your pain is. They don't ask themselves like, oh my god, I believe your pain's in your arm. Well, how would you know, babes? How you gonna tell me where the pain is? But that's not how that works. You go in and you're like, I have this problem with this, and because of that, I do want more people to be more aware of what's going on in their body, and then take the measures that would prevent you from even ending up in a hospital for the most part. Like, I will not get into my views right now of what I believe a hospital is for, because other than like ERs, there's a lot in the hospital that like, yeah, it's necessary, but with preventative care and more consistent preventative care, you taking care of yourself better in the form of eating, moving your body every day, somatic work, literally releasing a lot of the traumas. You probably wouldn't even need the hospital as much as you think you do. And in doing so, you you are able to take care of yourself a bit better, and then use the hospitals, use the doctors as a checkpoint for, okay, am I doing good? Is this working for me? Is there something else I should be doing? And using emergency rooms for emergencies. And so I appreciate the new time that we're cultivating in, because it blends both. I'm loving the Chinese medicine trend that we're on right now, because it blends the holistic, the care on a daily basis with excuse me, with the care when you do need blood work, and when you do need a hospital, you can get that as well. But your first priority is making sure that on a consistent basis, you're already taking care of yourself at a level that boosts your immune system, that maintains your gut and mental health, that maintains your physical health on a daily basis. And so when you need that extra, it's available to you. That's a little bit about me and how I got into the health and wellness space. I'll give like the full story of how I even ended up in the hospital in the first place, because that was not my first priority. It kind of was, but it wasn't. I went to college and God help her. I went to college and I got on the pre-med pre-law track, because in my head, I was gonna be a Supreme Court justice and a surgeon. Talk about lofty goals, my guy. Look, I was freaking 18 and still was like, you know what? Let me do two of the hardest things together. If you don't know me, that's kind of how I operate. And then I'm like surprised when I'm burnt out. So I'm looking around like, I'm tired, y'all. Y'all ain't tired? It's like, no, we ain't doing everything you doing, Freddie. You're not doing all of that. You over here wilding. Why are you doing this to yourself? And I'm over here, why am I doing this to myself? I couldn't even do it one by one. I decided to show up to both at the same time. So I was probably always gonna end up at the hospital. I had a lot of things happen my 11th and 12th grade year that pushed me into the hospital. And then I went into the hospital like a cop. Oh, I believe I can change the system from the inside. Yeah. So, as we get to know each other, because this video is 20 minutes long. Honestly, I probably make more long form content for my YouTube. If you do not follow me on YouTube, yeah. Follow me on YouTube. Subscribe. Like. Come chat with me. We're gonna get into another video where I kind of like give you a little yap on how we ended up in the hospital in the first fucking place. Yeah. And also what we do now, because I don't think I ever finished the fact that I do digital strategy. Look, bro, if you're new here, which probably everyone is, and if you're new to me or having a conversation with me, I got ADHD. I do. I'm gonna run around in a circle and then I'm gonna bring it back eventually. Eventually. We're gonna get to the point. I promise. But alas, today's not that day. We have more to yap about tomorrow. So, thank you for coming to sit with me, coming to talk with me, coming to listen with me, and learning a little bit about me, or why I show up in this space in the way that I do. Yeah. So, yeah. See you next time.